My daughter tugged my sleeve during story hour at the library and whispered, "Daddy, why does the craft man give Danny the secret prize and never me?" Secret prize? I followed her eyes to the far end of the children's room, where the Saturday craft volunteer was leaning over a small boy, folding something into his palm and murmuring in his ear. Earlier, when I'd asked whether Ava could have one of the special prizes the other kid kept getting, the volunteer had smiled thinly and said those were only for children who truly earned them. It gnawed at me through the whole read aloud. Favoritism is one thing, making a 5-year-old feel left out is another. So I sat back with my coffee and watched. He ran the table like anyone would. Glue sticks, safety scissors, construction paper. But when the last kids drifted off and the boy, Danny, came up alone, the man glanced toward the door, then reached into a canvas tote tucked behind his chair and drew out a small sealed pouch, no label. He pressed it into Danny's hands. "Remember," I heard him say, low, "only when you're alone. Don't let anybody see." Something in me went cold. That is not how you hand a kid a sticker. Danny carried it back to a man on the bench by the window, mid-40s, hunched over his phone like nothing in the world could touch him. I wandered over and sat a seat away, friendly as I could. "Hey, are you Danny's dad? I'm Ava's father. I was just wondering about that special prize he keeps getting. Is it some kind of reading reward?" The man's whole body locked up. "Prize? No, he got a sticker, that's it." He didn't look at me. He started shoving Danny's coloring pages into a backpack. Wait, I stood as he did. I saw the volunteer hand him something and tell him to open it alone. If it's candy or medicine, that's not really safe around the other. He turned on me fast. "The only person here I'm worried about is you. Leave us alone." His eyes flicked around the room. He took Danny by the wrist and started for the exit. "I've got a photo of him if the police ever need one," I called after them. I don't know what made me say it. He stopped cold. When he looked back, his face had drained white. "Please," he said quietly. "Delete it. Forget you saw anything. For your own good." I stood there stunned. That wasn't a man protecting a harmless secret. That was fear. Was somebody making him do this? Was he being threatened? My hands were unsteady as I pulled up my phone to call 911. Before I could dial, a hand settled over mine. The volunteer. He'd crossed the room without a sound and gently lowered my phone. "Please don't call anyone," he said. "Let me show you something first." I looked around for another parent, but the room had emptied out to the parking lot. He opened a pouch just like Danny's and tipped it into his palm. Inside was a small amber bottle and a folded dosing chart. "It's his medication," he said. "He can't miss a day, and we can't use a pharmacy. That's how they found us last time." His face crumpled, tired down to the bone. He told me they were in hiding, that Danny's mother had testified against dangerous people before she died, that a leaked prescription record had put cars outside their house within a week, that they'd had to run in the middle of the night. "This is the only way I get to see my own boy," he said, "and keep him alive." I felt sick with guilt. I'd nearly sicked the cops on a grieving father keeping his son breathing. I apologized, my face hot, and he nodded and walked back toward the craft table. But something wouldn't let go. That man's face. "Delete it for your own good." I opened my phone and typed the boy's name and our town into the search bar. The first result stopped my heart. It was a missing child alert, posted 6 days earlier. The photo was Danny, same gap in his front teeth. He had been taken from his mother's driveway by his father, and police were asking anyone with information to come forward. There was no witness protection. There was no dead mother. There was a woman one town over, very much alive, begging the internet to help her find her son. I looked up. The craft table sat abandoned, chairs pushed back. The bench by the window was empty. Through the glass doors, I watched a sedan roll out of the far end of the lot and turn onto the main road, and I realized I hadn't caught a single letter of the plate. I'd had them, all 3 of them, right in front of me, and I let them drive away.